Hello, time live.
Oh no!
First podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 386th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. Take 2. Oh,
I knew I forgot something.
Oh my goodness! I am the Clown Prince of Podcast, Trasnell, and I'm joined by the man who didn't publish us live.
I'm the poll poster, apparently not the cast poster tonight.
Nope. I am your friendly neighborhood caster, Kirklin Patzer.
I am the GV mom, Jessica.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm either where it's gonna go the front or the end, but there's gonna be a blooper in here. I'm gonna put it for the bloopers of next year because, like, what just happened was we just recorded just about like a minute and a half, but we did our intros, everything like that. But for the YouTube version, we were not live. So I'm just looking at saying schedule and putting all together. I'm like, Taylor never hit live, so we were just podcasting to nothing. Like, obviously, we got you listeners now, which is great. But for the video people, we almost did a whole show with not going to YouTube, and that would have been
so bad.
I would have been fucking pissed. Let's see. Taylor, you are going to handle the links because I'm going to drop in and out because, like I said, Zemo, as I was explaining in the previous podcast, the Zemo video just completely tears down my internet, and then all you guys are jumbled where, great stuff. So, Taylor, you're going to handle all the plugs. Where can they find us in the interwebs? And I'll be right back.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, with your internet connection, you can find us in the search bar, GeekVerse.ca. GeekVerseCast is our Twitter. GeekVerse is our Facebook. Be sure to check us out as well on our Patreon because we have lots of exclusive stuff popping off on our Patreon, including, but not limited to, our Harry Potter retrospective that is popping off. And that drops, we've got episode 1 and 2, Chamber of Secrets, Philosopher's Stone, and they're just dropping weekly. So we're going right to the end. Deathly Hallows Part 2, so that'll be good. Currently, we're re-releasing our Saw retrospectives. I believe 2 of them a week are kind of dropping. I'm not sure Travis's release schedule for that, but that's releasing on the public feed for the first time. On top of that, we have... trying to think of any other casts. I'm sure Travis will remember. But, you got something?
I was going to say, Sunday, you can tune in probably around 9 a.m. I'm going to be jumping into Resident Evil 7 solo stream there. And it should be lots of fun. So I'm shooting for 9. I mean, that's a tentative date. I'll probably solidify that throughout the week and then post it on the socials.
It's pretty early in the morning to ruin your day.
I like to start early.
Then, doesn't want to get scared at night.
I got plans later in the day, so we'll get spooky in the morning.
I can't wait for that. Yeah, whether I watch it live or the replay, I cannot wait. Yeah. Especially again, I think I'm about over halfway, maybe even close to the end. But I know some of the beats, so now that I know they're coming, that's gonna be good. So yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm sure Taylor forgot no podcast to shout or anything like that. We just did Mortal Kombat. Did you shut that out? And
I was leading to Mortal Kombat because I was waiting for you to come back so I could do the poll shout out. I want to get your take on that.
I feel like when I came in, you're like, I think there's some cast, but I'm sure Travis will know. But check out Falcon Winter Soldier. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight because obviously the Captain America 4 announcement, Mortal Kombat. In the next few days, we'll have the Saw retrospectives. I think it's 5 and 6 going up there. Big shout out to Garrett, who just gave us some very nice comments, whether it was privately or on the Discord. You go check out the GV Discord where it's us and other listeners. We have a good time in there. But he just thanked us for, reviewing movies, and he's a patron, so he supports us. But he was not into Saw, but he started listening to ours and he got into Saw. So that's exciting. And that's going to be happening in May. We were reviewing a bunch of stuff. Spiral from the Book of Saw, Army of the Dead, Love, Death, and Robots, maybe Quiet Place 2. Me and Taylor haven't figured out if that May 28th date is real or not, but everywhere it says May 28th. So lots of stuff popping off in May. Check out the podcast network because that's 7 days a week, 9 shows. I think, it'd be live right now. They did a big announcement on DC Alliance. Fanboy Clay is now co-hosting with Travis Hines. Greg, who started that show and was part of the network, has stepped away from that superhero discussions because, like me with Marvel Alliance, his job changed. That means life changed. And unfortunately can't do it. So he's gonna be guessing as much as he can. We love Greg. He's a huge reason why the network started. But Fanboy Clay, he's a brave soul because he was only he wasn't with us from the beginning, and they started Ranger Alliance, and like month 2 he's like, yeah, I'll shave my huge head and everything for the stream. And I was like, right there, I was like, hey, this guy has cojones, and I've trusted him ever since. So we obviously, he was on the WandaVision reviews with us, so he's just like a phenomenal talent, and we're happy to have him there. And he's hosting DC Alliance Travis Science, so that's gonna be a great show over there. And check out all the great shows there, Patreon, early exclusive stuff. But yes, last week we reviewed Mortal Kombat, so Taylor, check out that review. That one's actually doing quite well, so check that out. But Taylor, what is happening with Mortal Kombat finally?
Literally the finals on our Facebook fan-based community poll, Mortal Kombat. It is, sure enough, who would have guessed it? Travis did, Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. And a lot of people are saying there's a lot of Scorpion fanboys just popping off. One guy even said he was a noob fan, but he's going for Scorpion. So I'm a Scorpion guy because the movie kind of changed my mind to be Scorpion for sure.
Are you sure they're referring to Noob the character, not like someone was being called the noob?
Very well could have called him out as being a noob.
I like that noob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those when we did the DC poll, I knew it was gonna be Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker. There's just some that the popularities are so big. I didn't see any. Anytime I thought does Luke Cage have a shot? Does Johnny Cage have a shot? No, they would just get destroyed. And I'll give credit to Mortal Kombat. Anytime Sub-Zero and Scorpion was not involved, it was close. So it's cool to see the fans really don't know. They have a lot of favorites and it's very mixed. But once it gets down to those two, and I think right now it was an 8-point difference for Scorpion, so he's in the lead, but not by much. We got a bunch of people that will wake up tomorrow and see it, so it could easily swing. We've seen it before.
It's double difference. It's 36-18.
Yeah, it's not looking good for my boy.
Okay, well now it's 36-18. But you know what? If you're out there and you listen to Mortal Kombat review and you love Sub-Zero, this is your time. Because how is this one live for 2 days then?
I probably will for the heck of it. It's just a tradition for the finals at this point. I mean, he is in the lead by at least over 15 votes right now, Scorpion. So that could turn around. These things have turned around before.
All it takes is one fan page to find it. All it takes is one Sub-Zero fan page to find
I'll
it.
be sharing over on the Sub-Zero fanboy pages.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. And then, like we said, there'll be a little break in polls, and then something will come back. We'll have to start making a list of what's coming up and what to do. So thank you to everybody that supports those social media, Apple Podcasts. Go rate, review, subscribe if you like what we did. I can't remember all your numbers, but someone named and then 25 numbers gives a nice 5-star review and said that we inspire you to start your own podcast. So that's great. If you have Facebook or social media, please contact us. Always love talking, because I'd say 2 things. One, you said you're going to title it movie review. I would recommend changing the title just because of CEO purposes. If you put in movie review, 100 other podcasts are going to come up. So just a little advice there. And 2, maybe don't just do Facebook, because if you want to ever monetize or whatnot, Facebook is very difficult and whatnot. So just if you have social media, please, we always love talking. That you don't even have to come to the Discord. You message me privately or the GeekVerse page, whatever it is, but drop in the Discord. That's where we all are. So always looking to give you tips. But thank you very much for the big review, and people have been dropping some kind words and reviews lately. So anything else to shout out randomly before we talk some news?
Let's get it.
No, we're live, so it's a good thing. Good thing we're live. So we're doing a late one, but yeah, we missed some newscasts last week, so we're catching up. Let's start with this. So if you've not seen the entirety of Falcon Winter Soldier, we are going to talk about some spoilers. We're not going to get episodes in depth, but we'll be talking about some characters as far as their endings or what could be happening, because we reviewed Falcon Winter Soldier, and then the next day, I think it was 1 or 2 in the afternoon, Hollywood Reporter put out a scoop. So it's not official, but Hollywood Reporter is an AAT, or if it comes out, it's happening. And especially the timing, I think what happened is they got the scoop weeks ago, and Marvel's probably, can you at least hold off to the finale? And they're like, fine, we will. And then fucking less than 24 hours, we're dropping this, we're getting the story. So they announced that the writers and one of the showrunners is going to be working on Captain America 4, obviously now starring Anthony Mackie. This apparently has nothing to do with the Chris Evans movies that he would be either appearing in or what he'd be doing. So whatever Chris Evans is doing is separate from this Captain America 4. And we're going to be getting Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie. So Taylor, what were your thoughts? Because I think we talked a lot about this on the Falcon Winter Soldier review, but at least myself, I was convinced that some people maybe they'll do this movie. No, I think Sam will appear in the movies, but I thought for sure they're going to keep doing this TV format. But I absolutely love that now we're in this weird Marvel world where like this guy just did a 6-episode TV show, but he's not consumed to that. He's gonna go do a movie, and I think it's just deserved for that character. But did this catch you off guard?
Yeah, I mean it really did. It's but it's great to see. Like you said, this is crazy scenario where they have these characters from the show jumping into the films, then jumping back into the shows. Like who would have thunk that would be the thing that the MCU would just be rocking and popping off with right now? But I'm all for it. I think that it's great because when they put this movie out theatrically, it's gonna either give people incentive to think, okay, well, I haven't gotten Disney Plus yet, I'm going to go get Disney Plus. Or people who have Disney Plus who haven't watched the show will go back and think, okay, well, I got to watch the show to keep up with the movie. So either way, it's a win-win because everyone's going to want to see a new Captain America film, and they're going to be like, okay, this is huge. We thought he died or disappeared, went to the moon in Endgame, and now all of a sudden he's back. But it's Sam Wilson, so I'm missing a major chunk of the story. So again, I'm just ecstatic and I'm excited.
Can I present you a third win as well?
Oh boy.
I think the third win, if you look at it, which I think they want, exactly like you said, they want people to go watch it, subscribe, or if they haven't watched it, catch up on it. It's a good origin story. But if you look at it chronologically, at Endgame, when Endgame, well, at the time of this recording, 2-year anniversary, so crazy, that was 2 years ago. Greatest theater experience of my life. Check out our review. That was our biggest episode ever and put us on the map. In that movie, it ends with him giving him the shield, and Sam just says, like, I'll do my best. And then if you pick up to Captain America 4, he's just Captain America. So the good thing is, technically, if you don't watch the show, all that you know is the last time you saw Sam is he said he was going to be Captain America, and then in his movie, he's Captain America. You're not going to know about how he gave it up, how he didn't want it, how he was really struggling with it. You won't know about Isaiah Bradley. I think that hurts your experience because I think there's so much rich story, but I think they've done this thing where they've said, like, yeah, we're going to do TV shows, but we still want to make it that you don't have to see the TV show. So technically, if you don't watch that TV show, Endgame, he said, I'm going to be Captain America. And then in this movie, he's Captain America. You're going to miss the experience of him getting the new suit, the stuff with Bucky. But really, if you are a casual fan or you just don't really want to watch the shows for whatever reason, you could probably still enjoy this movie. I have more questions about the side characters, but what about you, Kirklin? We just got 6 episodes. We finished up last week. Were you surprised by this? And do you think this is the right move to do a movie with Anthony Mackie?
Well, I was super excited hearing this news because this is definitely not what I would have imagined happening. I just would have, figured we had the Steve Rogers Captain America, we had that like trilogy, and then that's just it. And like I feel like part of me was like, I don't know why I'm surprised by this. Like that just totally makes sense. It's still in the MCU. Like it, like you said, it doesn't have to be bound to a TV show. Sam Wilson in there. So this is really, really exciting, and I'm really pumped for this. And it is interesting like what you just broke down, how like technically you don't have to watch the show. It's just like extra sprinkles, on that Sunday. That's already amazing. It's like, yeah, I want it, but like I wouldn't be super bummed if I don't have the sprinkles. I guess I still got the ice cream and everything. But like, could you say the same thing about like Wanda though? Because I feel like she like isn't in the same situation at the end of the show that she was in the beginning of the show, but
that one is a lot more difficult. She is technically the Scarlet Witch. She has kids now. I think that's one where they said you don't have to, and I guarantee you Doctor Strange will explain what happened in Westview. I think there'll be like a 2 to 5 minute like, here's why Wanda's doing these things, but that one is a lot tougher where it's, especially with Vision, you're going to see White Vision and you're going to be like, what's going. So I agree with you actually. Like thinking about that one very much in particular, you do have to watch. But again, I think they will find a way to catch you up on, because you could say that about every other MCU movie, but usually they find a few sentences to know what's going on, because even then in Endgame it ends with her being kind of like sad, but you wouldn't think her being sad is like leading to all this other stuff, so WandaVision's a bit trickier.
Yeah, if you skip the shows, I guess you just see them in new suits. You're like, oh wow, where did that come from?
Upgrade. Yeah,
upgrade. But no, I'm super hyped for this. I'm curious if they'll have like another show with these characters, like maybe a more Bucky oriented show if we have like a full-on Sam movie now. I don't know, or maybe they'll like go movie back to maybe a miniseries again, because like I was commenting in our reviews, like when I was watching those episodes, it felt like I was just watching an MCU movie, like especially the length of them. Like a lot of them had tons of action, and it was like, man, this is like very well choreographed, like a good budgeted show. So they felt like movies, but it's a shorter series that you get more ground to cover. But again, that's just kind of more character details and stuff.
Well, that was my biggest question. I saw it and I'm excited, but then when I thought about it's like, okay, with Bucky, U.S. Agent, Sharon Carter, and Zemo, to me, the reason a lot of those stories were left open because like, oh, well, they're clearly doing this as a TV show, so that's why they're leaving this open. So I just wonder, is like, are they going to do another show where they talk about those things, or will those characters be in the movie? Because I think that has the WandaVision effect where it's like, if you're picking up all these storylines from the TV show into the movie, that makes its required viewing. Like if you see Sharon Carter or U.S. Agent, you have to watch the TV show to get those characters. You can't just pop up. So I wonder if it's going to be Sam on like his own private adventure and then he will go back to the show. But I feel that that's even weirder if he started with a TV show, then he goes to movie and then back to a TV show. But I guess like they're already breaking the mold.
But like, what if they have, I don't know, they save like a bigger type villain for the movie and then they go back to the TV show and it's just like some more weird drama. I don't know. I'm picturing
Adventures of Falcon.
Yeah, like they just go back down to America and just repair some boats and they have their little side gig.
That's the only reason like you have to do this movie. It has to be a bigger threat than whatever's happening now. You can't just do this in a TV show. I imagine. So I'm very interested to see where these characters go. Taylor, I'll ask you that again in a second. But Jessica, I believe you've either watched like a little or you haven't watched any at all. So where are you in the route as far as I imagine? I think like if you see Captain America 4, you would watch all these, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of zoned out for this conversation because I've watched none of it at this point, and I'm not necessarily expecting to go into it having nothing spoiled. I'm not gonna sit here and actively listen to possible spoilers when it might still have some newness to it when I do get to it. But it's definitely that'll be the point when I watch this. As I said, I had no interest in it when it came out. I didn't really care about it. But if there's a movie coming out where having this knowledge then adds to kind of that MCU universe, and at that point, I'll put in the effort. Similar to, I still haven't finished WandaVision, and at this point now, it's kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'm just waiting for Doctor Strange because that's when that knowledge is going to be needed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll be honest. So, break the fourth wall here. In my own personal time, I'm watching Sons of Anarchy, and
that doesn't connect to the MCU.
Yeah, yes, it's not. It's connected to the MC, the Motorcycle Club. But for me, it's not worth enough interest for me to pause watching that to go jump around every week to watch one episode and then come back. I don't like doing it. I like just watching things together so everything flows and makes sense. So that to me seems like a perfect time. A movie's coming out. Okay, well, I'll watch the prequel series and then jump into the movie.
Taylor, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is going to happen with all those other characters that we kind of got set up last season? Do they transition in the movie, or is it just kind of Sam on a solo venture? Maybe he gets back there later on, or is it like Taylor or like Kirklin said, do we maybe just have like Bucky show now, like Bucky and U.S. Agent, and then they're like dealing with the problems there? Like what happens there? Because like I said, to me, I felt like that was completely set up for a season 2. We were all going in that route. That's why so many things are left open. I just don't see them putting all those characters in the movie, but maybe I'm wrong. I didn't see this coming, so
I think it's set up for a movie, to be honest. I think it's the same with WandaVision. They set it up for Doctor Strange. And I feel like this was set up for Captain America 4. As for the majority of the characters,
give me a title on the spot right now. Captain America, what? We had First Avenger. We had don't pull up. I saw you pull up your screen to try to look at something. We had First Avenger.
Like Captain America 4 ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Feige comes to you, say, you have no idea what the plot is. What are you calling Captain America 4? Go.
Captain America Second Avenger. No, I'm gonna call it Captain America Thunderbolts Rising.
Oh, Thunderbolts, right? Okay, big spoiler.
The new America.
The
The
new
new
America.
America.
That could
This
be
is
very
America.
controversial.
This is
This
America.
is America. There you go.
Captain America on your left. That's my guess.
Technically, he'd be on the right? Because that Steve was on the left.
No,
So
he's forever on the left. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's taking the
Wouldn't that-
left.
I don't know.
Man.
New posters. He's in the center.
Yeah, he is. He's dead ass in the center. But yeah, so Taylor, you think they're going to carry some of these stories over to the movies?
Oh yeah, or at least they're going to focus primarily on Sam Wilson, and then they're going to
Well-
have these characters primarily. I can confirm
yeah,
that.
I would think so.
They're
He's
gonna-
Captain America now.
You heard it first here, folks. I think that they're going to then take all these other characters and end credit scene them to their spin-off series or
Okay, I feel like that's a mix. You were making it sound like all this is linked to a movie, but then you said they're just kind of secluded to end credit scenes. So what is it? Are they a part of the movie or are they just an end credit scene?
Well, all the characters that I'm suspecting are going to be part of the Thunderbolts. I feel like that's going to be set up in this movie. I think they're going to tiptoe around it and then drop a hardcore end credits scene that's just going to be just hardcore plastered on us. So
stop saying hardcore. It's a Disney movie.
So, question:
Yeah.
Didn't we technically know this was happening? Because I swear to God, I remember discussing Chris Evans signing another 4 movies or something like that.
No, that's what I said at the beginning. The rumors are part of 2 movies, but they've said in these reports has nothing to do with this movie. So people are kind of speculating the 2 where he'd pop up is probably the next Doctor Strange movie because it has like weird multiverses. So the working theory a lot of people have is that he might play like an evil Captain America. Like you might see that. So it might be a cameo. And then the other one is kind of like a secret, right? People can't like. There's been the rumors like we talked about with the Wolverine show. People said he might be in that, but as of right now, there's nothing concrete that it's just 2 movies. But the word is it has nothing to do with this movie right here. So that's what they're saying as of right now. And the rumors for a continuation of this story was as a TV show, but now it's a movie. Taylor, I was going to ask you: is Bucky in this in like a big role?
I would be surprised if he didn't make some sort of an appearance. I don't think it'll be a big role though.
Yeah. What about you, Kirklin?
Yeah, I feel like unless the title of the movie is like Captain America 4 with Bucky, I feel like he just like shouldn't have
Great title.
because then I feel like he's just falling into that category of just sidekick, and I don't want him to be that. I want him to be more fleshed out and I don't know, eventually have his own movie because I'm really starting to like Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. Maybe have his like leading role in his own show. I feel like that might be more realistic. But I kind of agree with Taylor. I feel like it'd be weird to just not even mention him or see him at all, since they did go through an entire series together. And last time we saw them in the big screen MCU, they were standing together. So I don't know. I feel like they should come back to the big screen.
Unless he's on like a mission or something. That could be it, right?
Bucky.
Like the Bucky, yeah, they like write him off like Captain Marvel style, like he's helping a lot of their planets and stuff like that.
Even then, just like hologram him in. He's got like this weird wig on, and it's just like obviously CGI'd, and it's just I don't know, but even then, I feel like we're still going to see him at some point on the screen. I don't think he's just completely not in this, but I do want him to not just be the sidekick. I don't want this to just be Captain America 4, and then Bucky's just like his caddy, like carrying his guns, whatever he's doing for him.
Carrying his guns. Wow. Yeah. See, I'm fine if he's a sidekick. Everyone needs a good sidekick, and I think he can work that
Who's
way.
Bucky's sidekick? Is that U.S. agent?
Yeah, U.S. agent. Sharon Clarke could be the sidekick. Maybe whoever he bought that cake from in the finale.
Yeah.
No, Sarah's gonna be a sidekick. If you know what I'm saying.
Ayo.
They're gonna be siding a lot, but
Knocking boots.
yeah. So I'm interested to see when this is coming because I think as of right now we know the Marvel schedule from 2022 to 2023. Now this could easily just be slid in somewhere. There's another theory. I don't buy the theory that this is a movie for Disney Plus. I feel like this is a movie that will be theatrical because they've not yet said they're doing a movie for Star Wars or Marvel that is designed just for Disney Plus. So there's a chance, but then I just feel like if it was for Disney Plus, why not just do a second season of the show? I feel like, and I also just like, I guess I'm just happy for Mackie because I really like it. And I like that. Yes, Disney Plus is big. It's like second biggest streaming service in the world. It's like 80 million behind Netflix. So they're trying to catch it, right? So it's not like it's a downgrade or anything, but I like that it's not like, oh yeah, you're Captain America, but you're just on the streaming service now. Like you get your own full huge movie solo lead. So that's why I like that. other Marvel actors, if they ever get told, hey, you're going to Disney Plus, it's not like I guess I'm just kind of there. It's not like the Netflix Marvel characters where it's like you are off to the side, kind of hid away. So nice name, Kirklin, on the YouTube video. But like this gives me hope that like after Oscar Isaac does his like Moon Knight TV show, we could easily get a Moon Knight movie or something like that, you know? So that's what it's like, all bets are off, and like it just obviously the show did well for them. It did better than WandaVision and things like that. So I just love, like, for Mackie, one, because I love him, but two, it's just I love that these characters now there's no limits. We could do whatever, and I hope this happens with Star Wars as well. I hope we see characters kind of go to and from and do these big screen to little screen. But
Yeah, did we get numbers for how the series did, Falcon?
no, we've only got like one. We never get official numbers. It's always third party stuff. But
Yeah.
we only got premiere numbers, so it did better than WandaVision. It was like they were saying like 1.7 million like watch time. I can't remember, or watched. I don't know, but it doesn't even make sense because it's just like there's like over 100 million people subscribed. So like I feel like there's more than 1.7 people that watched it. Like because they today like Mortal Kombat came out, it's like 3.6 and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're third party, but all they said is Disney. The only thing they said is it was their most watched premiere of all time on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So before that, it was Mandalorian, and they beat that. So
I'm curious if they were like tentative on doing a Captain America 4 like movie, and then like just as the show, as they mentioned, was like their biggest show so far. Maybe they're like,
Mhm.
damn, okay, yeah, people are really loving this. Let's totally go ahead with the like. Maybe they had both options. Like, do we keep going with the show or go big picture stuff? And then just on that like premiere right off the hop, they're like, okay, yeah, this is popping off, and then it just kept getting better and better. Maybe they went that route.
Oh, 100%, and it's well received. And like right now, it's still not an official Marvel announcement, so that could have easily happened. Where like it's the same writers from the show, so that makes complete
Yeah.
sense. It's like, well, you know, this was a hit. Let's do it. Like by now, like they could have been working on it before, even midway. Like, yeah, you got the green light. And no, you're right, because like that's the great thing about Disney Plus is like they get to see what like they don't have to release the numbers, but they get to see what works and what doesn't. Like I don't care, that's not the biggest anymore. Mandalorian, the fact that it's gonna have like 2 or 3 spin-offs shows that okay, they know people watch it. Like you're doing Ahsoka, you're doing like what is the
Rangers of the New Republic.
Thank you. And then I think,
Acolyte.
not Acolyte, no, Rangers and Ahsoka are a direct spin-off of Mandalorian. I thought there was one of like a third one that was, but either way, 2 spin-offs from that show. What? Oh yeah, Boba. There you go. So 3 spin-offs from one show shows that okay, they're happy with it and they know people are returning, they're watching it again and again. So same with Falcon. They easily could have said like, hey, pitch us this movie. If it's well received, if people like it, if it does well, let's go forward with it. And that's probably what happened because it was. So that's a good thing that they kind of have these options of where they can go and where they can't. And now a movie, let's see if it kind of transitions, right? Because that'll be a big test as well. Like with WandaVision, it's different because she's going into a Doctor Strange movie. It's still technically Doctor Strange 2. This is literally like, hey, he has a show and he's going into a movie. So that will be some people being like, oh, do I really need to watch the show? Like everything, like, did I miss something? So we're Doctor Strange 2. Like you said, I think plot-wise, you're right. You'll miss a lot with Wanda. But really, if you like Doctor Strange 1, you're just going to show it because you like Stephen Strange and you want to see him play around that cape, you know? But this is a whole new property, like kind of.
Yeah.
It's Captain America 4, but it's a new character, you know, things like that.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at the 2 shows too. Like Wanda, before that show even came out, they're like, hey, we know, I mean, I'm assuming that they knew that they're going to be using her in Doctor Strange, whereas with Sam as the new Captain America, it's kind of like, okay, we kind of know eventually he'll be the new Captain America, and maybe we don't know like the exact route that we're going there, or like where he's going to appear in the new Avengers thing, because I feel like that was their overall plan originally when they showed Steve give him the shield. But with Wanda, she had like a set like soon goal of where they wanted her to be, whereas now they're like, well, now we got options. Maybe we can do a full movie, you know, maybe we can do another trilogy of just this new Captain America. Can you imagine Captain America 6? They keep like the numbers too in the title. That'd be getting ridiculous. I guess Iron Man did that.
Yeah, Iron Man's the only one. But Iron Man's not getting a 4th movie, right? So that's why they're like, yeah, we're gonna kill Tony off. So
when, Morgan Stark, who knows?
Well, and they got what is it, Ironheart, Riri Williams, the like student who like loves Tony Stark and uses him as inspiration. She becomes like a female Iron Man, so it could happen. So
Never heard of that.
Oh yeah, there's shows happening on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Nice.
they already have her cast, everything like that. So
let's go.
Yeah, it's a little different in the comics. She meets him before he dies, but people have speculated in the comics because he does die or he goes away. He set up like an AI of himself to help her. So some people have speculated: do we get Robert Downey as the voice in the
It'll be
helmet?
the new
as
Jarvis.
That's
The new
what
Jarvis one.
that's what happened in the comic book. So people are wondering in that
Okay.
show, is that going to happen?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I go back and forth of one, if I want that, and two, like, will they do that? Will Downey do that? But
yeah, would Downey want to do that?
yeah, but hey, I think if they throw enough money just to come into a booth to record for a few days,
That's true.
yeah, why not? But like, I guess for me, plot wise, I'm just trying to think like, why did he leave a AI, and why does his like wife or daughter not have it? Like, why does some random person he
Yeah.
never met have it? Or what I do think I've always said they might retroactively do is show like a flashback where she did meet Tony Stark. Like, we didn't see that, but that's how
Yeah.
it's set. But who knows? Like, that character, it's weird. It's a little vital to have Tony in it and he's not around. But we've seen that before in the MCU where, you know, Quicksilver and fucking Wanda are kids of Magneto, and they sure like went, nope, that's not a thing. So things are vital. They'll just rewrite them. So anything else on Captain America 4 or anything like that? Well, I think we're all excited. We can't wait to get official announcement. We can't wait to see like villain wise what we're dealing with. You know, that's you know, is it someone from the show? I would be down if it was Zemo again. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to take our very first ad break. As always, we do not pick the ads. Sometimes it'll be a little loud depending on your podcatcher, but this helps support and grow the channel. So while listening to them and listening to this podcast, you help us create a whole bunch of content. As you see, the feed's been popping off. You guys have been supporting us. And if you don't like ads, head over to Patreon and join the Phase 2 tier and get a ad-free feed. And yeah, we will be right back. And we're back. Taylor, I'm going to let you lead with this one. Conjuring 3, or what is the title of this movie that Dylan absolutely loves? Not Dylan here as Kirklin Patzer, but what is the full title of this movie?
I believe The Devil Made Me Do It.
Is that it? I believe.
For 300 points.
I believe The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. You're right, sir. What did you think about this trailer? This is obviously going to be the first Conjuring movie not directed by James Wan. It's been a while, but it's coming out, I think, July. I think it's coming out on HBO Max, so it's one of those we can watch from home.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am a huge suck for movies in this universe. There's so many of them. Like, don't worry, fans. Like, I will be there day one to give you a review. I've given you all the spin-off reviews, and I'll be there to keep it going.
I'll be there with Conjuring. I love Conjuring.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, there's 2 people confirmed. Yeah, it's just this franchise is just, it's awesome. I love the spookiness of it and everything, and I've kind of been opening up my my paranormal doors to some other things, and it's when these kind of movies.
What are you and Madison doing?
Well, we're doing some
my mind
stuff.
went sexual.
I'm opening my doors to some paranormal things.
It's like a whole Ghostbusters experience. It's crazy. No, I'm kidding.
I couldn't believe
We picked up
like,
a Ouija board.
Yeah, just like I couldn't believe when I learned that there was a ghost blowjob in Ghostbusters, because I swear for years all I had seen was the TV version. So I'd watched a podcast where they talked about that, and I had to go search the scene, and lo and behold, Dan Aykroyd's having his O face on screen, and the ghost literally zips his pants. So I can't believe in this movie that's like a family kids movie, this ghost gives him a blowjob. I couldn't believe that. My whole world was changed. I was like, man, that could never fly today. You know, like there's no chance. But yeah, that's I don't even know how that works. You know, like I feel like a ghost like doesn't have like the saliva or anything like that. But that's that's an after 9.
No, it's got the ectoplasma.
You know what,
very
ladies and
sensitive.
I forgot to promote this Saturday is After 9. That is our Patreon call-in show. So if you go pick the Phase 2 tier, you can call it. We have lots of fun. It's our favorite cast of the month. So I think I'm probably going to bring up that topic on there because it's unrated. It's kind of stuff like that. We have a whole half an hour conversation and it's tons of fun. So go listen to that. So my question was, Taylor, do you think this is the second greatest cinematic universe in the world? Because obviously MCU, but do you think it's the second? And if not, what is? Because I have one that I think is pretty great.
The second greatest? Like,
yeah.
For me?
Well, in general, like what other connected, because we've seen a lot of connected universes fail or have lots of troubles, right? But like
the best cinematic universe for me is Star Wars. Then, I mean, top 5,
okay.
Bionicle is in there for sure. I'd give MCU in there, probably second place. Godzilla is
fuck
easily
off.
got such a great universe.
It's
But
3
as the
movies.
fifth, no. Everything, there's way more Godzilla movies than 3. There's like at least like 40, 30 movies total.
That's not a connected. That's a sequel. So there's a difference between sequels and connected universe. And same thing as like Star Wars. I feel like it's the movies aren't really that like Like we talked about how Mandalorian connected.
I don't know if
canon.
we can justify that.
No, the only thing I feel like the sequels are very to themselves. The only time they tried to do that was in Solo when like Darth Maul was there for a second. But I feel like those are more like a serialized sequel to sequel, or a connected universe is like this, where it's like Conjuring is the movie, but then you have 3 other movies that really don't have anything to do with them, but they all connect in a way. Star Wars is just having to be like, okay,
That's the same as Star Wars. They're all in the same universe because like the Curse of I butchered this name. Yeah, that's the one. That's in the universe, but has nothing to do with it. And then what are some other ones that we got? I mean, obviously the characters do reprise, but that's the same that could be said for Star Wars. So you have Han Solo reprising, Darth Vader reprising, Leia reprising. That's the same for like the Nun equivalent, Annabelle equivalent.
Kirklin, do you think of Star Wars as a connected universe franchise?
I mean, I'm one of those guys that just makes my own headcanon on I take what I want from the movies and I throw in stuff from the books that I like and I just make it work for me.
Mhm.
So, it's to the eye of the beholder.
All right,
that's my neutral. That's my neutral answer.
Yeah, Mr. Switzerland over here. Do you think what do you think of like when we say connected universe? Like, because there is a difference between like sequels, and then there's like a whole universe that is connected. Where like I know you're saying what you're saying with the Conjuring, Taylor, but I feel like that's like a the CCU, like the Conjuring Cinematic Universe. I don't think Star Wars. I think now they're starting to do that, but for me, they're just like sequels to each other, sequels and prequels. But Jessica, do you care at all, or do you think you have like an answer to this, or where are you on it?
Are you asking me about the Conjuring cinematic universe or the Star Wars cinematic universe?
Both, I guess.
Well, I mean, Star Wars, they're starting now really with, Rogue One and the Solo movies, and to create all of these different pieces. It's no longer just episode 1 to 9. So, I mean, I can see in that way, yes, but I don't think the Conjuring so much is, but I'm not a huge Conjuring fan like Taylor is. I think I watched the first one. Maybe if there's a second one.
There is.
It's
pretty forgettable, so that's probably why.
Oh, not for me. That was the first movie.
No.
That was the
First movie. What?
I mentioned this on After 9. The first time, my first date with Madison. That was a movie we played after a great time out in the city, and then we came back to my place, put that movie on, and we made out to it. It was great.
So it wasn't that great because you didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So we were watching
activities.
It, but as soon as the nun came out, we're like.
Wow, I didn't need that reenactment either.
You're doing that.
That doesn't mean the movie's any better. Okay. My answer for connected universe, which is because I don't count Star Wars. Maybe we can, so sure, maybe one day I will. But Rogue One's overrated and Solo sucks. Is Shrek. Shrek is phenomenal. Shrek 4 and then the Puss in Boots TV show and the movie, and they're making a Puss in Boots 2. Great cinematic universe. Very well done. That's all I have
can
to say
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's a good pick. Kung Fu Panda's good too.
Those are just sequels though.
I know. I'm just trying to complicate things.
Are you saying Shrek 4? Are you praising Shrek 4? Shrek Forever After? You're praising it?
I don't even remember that one.
It's definitely I think I just praised it as cinematic universe. I definitely think you're right as far as that's the weakest. Like I would even put some boots in front of that. That's when Shrek Forever After. Say that 3 times fast. We were just watching the nun, but like, so I think 4 is when I was like, okay, they're losing their steam. Like they need to stop, and they did. They stopped. Like, but like, go look at those franchises, like the success box office wise. They all made tons of money. So, and I think they're doing another one or a reboot. I think
they're attempting a 5th or something. Well, now I need to know, and I hope everyone's with me that Shrek 2 is the best. Prince Charming, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, not the Prince Charming part, but Shrek 2 by far is.
Puss in Boots' debut.
Yeah. You might be
Probably,
right.
yeah.
Shrek 2, yeah. Prince
I just
Charming
have the
based
first
on
one
me.
fresh in my mind. That's the one I've seen like the most recent, and then I haven't really revisited the series since I've been a little bit older. So maybe I'll have to Shrek Retro when the new one comes out. There you
It's
go.
not out of the realm of possibility. I fucking love those movies. I think Emily's annoyed how much I love those movies, but luckily I made Gwen like
Somebody
them.
once told me.
Oh man, that's Taylor's life soundtrack right
It
there.
is.
So back to the Conjuring.
No, I
talking
just
about-
want to throw it out. Just the soundtrack on 2 as well, on Shrek 2. That's prime soundtrack right there.
I believe. Finally in love. That song in the beginning. Oh yeah, really.
Is that
good.
the one where like her dad dies?
No, he
That was
dies in
Shrek
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers here. Come on, Kirk.
Shrek
Sorry.
2 is when he gets turned into human Shrek.
Okay. Oh,
Remember,
okay.
it's got like
Yeah.
the cops, and they're like
Yeah.
chasing them like cops or like knights, and they're like doing the pepper, grinding it. In his
See, I don't even really remember that.
What?
I remember moments, but it's been many
And the
moons.
fairy godmother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come
Tune
on,
in.
it's definitely the best one. And the fact that you don't appreciate it is hurtful.
I tuned in to
Sorry.
hear these guys talk about Conjuring. All they fucking talk about is Shrek. Are you kidding me? 1 star. Kirklin, I imagine you've seen maybe one of these Conjuring movies. So did
Yeah,
you
I
watch
think
the
I've
trailer?
seen. I mean, if you refresh my memory, the
Cut
second
me off,
one
but that's
is the
okay.
one
With the
with.
nun.
Okay, I've seen the first 2, and I remember really liking the first one. I thought that one was really well done.
Yes.
And then I don't really
Did you
remember
have the
much
same
of the second one.
experience as? Did you have
I
the
was
same
rubbing my
experience?
face too much. Yeah, I didn't. I don't remember seeing the second one.
Yeah, I brought
There you
Taylor
go.
over to watch Conjuring 2, and he just started making out
Yeah,
with me.
dude, the first one with that tree and everything. Oh, that was.
I love that he completely ignores the second one. He's like, yeah, that
the first one's
one.
really good. I
The
just
first one I could argue is maybe the greatest horror movie of all time. I don't personally believe that because
Yeah.
I have other favorites, but like just how I think it's of the 2000s the best horror movie. It is just like flawlessly made.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I remember after I saw the first one, it left big enough mark in my mind to like when I heard about the second one, I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch this. And then
Yeah.
I think after that, I just forgot about the series and I heard about the Nun movie, and I'm like, yeah, I just not interested. I don't
The
know.
second one's so fucking boring. It's so boring. Like
It's like a lot of character stuff, if I remember right.
well, let me
Like
rant
about,
for a second.
specifically about like the dad, I think.
Well, yeah, it is. But then, like, my problem is, so it's about this little girl, right? And she's haunted by a bunch of these people and the old man. But the problem is, the whole plot of the movie is they're sent there to find out, is this girl lying or not? And you know what cuts the fucking tension of the whole movie? Us as the viewers know she's not lying because they show all her experiences with the ghost. So there's no, like, did she make this up? Did they not? And there's, like, an hour
Yeah.
dedicated to this plot line. It's like, you can't do that. If we know there's a ghost in there, it's not exciting to be like, well, is there a ghost? It's like,
Well,
yes, there is. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
if they maybe I'm trying to defend the movie here. Maybe
Mhm.
if they try to like show more about like maybe it's just in her mind, like maybe she's like mentally broken or something, and that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
she's seeing, not so much like a possession.
they don't
Maybe
do
if they
that.
lean
play-
more in that way, it would have
What-
been better. But
what they lean into is like the family's trying to do it for publicity. That's what they lean
Yeah.
into, and it's like that's not the route to go. Yeah, it'd be better too, at least if, like you said, it's like, oh, maybe she is like mentally unstable. That's something. But the whole like, oh, they're doing it for fame sort of deal is like,
yeah,
and then they introduce so much. There's the nun in there. There's the crooked man. There's like the old man. Isn't there another scary thing in there too, Taylor?
they're old man.
Uh,
There
Just all
is the old man, and he's like,
I mean, the
I'm
old.
here in my chair. He's
Yeah.
like, wasn't his name George or something? He died. In
I
that
don't
chair,
remember
right?
George
his name.
Costanza.
I think no, his name was Bill something or other. But no,
Yeah, I
his,
think you're right.
the old man was a puppet for the demon, basically.
Oh, right. There's a demon. Yeah.
The
Fuck
demon was the nun, so the demon didn't want to expose itself and reveal
Fuck the
itself.
nun movie.
Because if you know the name Balak, then you have control over it.
So
Great way to
just-
defeat the monster. You know the fucking name.
and now Taylor let us know, so now we do know for next time. So we should be thankful. Come on, now.
Will you remember in 2 days though, Jessica? My
No.
next newscast, Taylor, ask her what Valak's name is.
I
What's
will.
the nun name?
If
Yeah.
I see the nun and I say that name and she's like, "That's not my fucking name," I'm gonna come and haunt you, Taylor.
Is it with a V or a B? Is it Valak
B.
or
Oh, I
Valak?
would have said Balak. There you go.
Oh,
Fuck.
Well, then he would have been like, "Yeah, that's not my fucking name."
yeah, you're just like, Balak, stop! Balak, no! And he says, is it a she or he? I can't remember. It's a she, I think. But man, that movie sucked.
So I can understand now why you say it's a cinematic universe, because there is a lot in
Mhm.
it. So there's the three
Annabelle,
Annabelle,
La
Oh,
Llorona.
I forgot Annabelle was in there too.
Yeah, man.
the Nun.
Oh.
There's a Nun sequel that's in
Oh
development,
God.
and
A
then
non
there's
sequel.
Because these things,
Taylor instantly just Taylor's like, oh, second screen, here I go.
you just see him pull his pants down, just start.
It's like
just-
Madison.
yeah. Come in here, watch the night. Man, this is an after 9 cast, but no, like that's the like. And credit to them, because when I'm right now rewatching all the Saws, and when I was talking with Emily, looked at the box office, like the budget for like Saw 1 was $1 million, and it made like 110 million. Like,
Yeah.
holy fuck! And that's what these movies do. They make these so cheap, and it's like even if it's like a little less successful than the previous one, they make so much money. So it's a good on. Like I in no way am I saying stop. If you're making money, it's the same like Transformers. I didn't like those, but it's like fuck. If they're making $1 billion, just keep going. I guess you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna watch
Fast
it personally.
and the
It's
Furious.
well, exactly right. Those are making billions of dollars. So it's like this universe. I pick and choose. I will. Before Conjuring 3, try and watch them all. I almost watched The Curse of La Llorona last night because it's on Netflix. So what you laughing at? Kirkland's just mad he can't roll his
It
arms.
rolls off the
AM.
tongue
No,
pretty nice.
I was
Get
like,
out of here, you
acknowledging
motherfucker. But no, like it's on Netflix right now. So I thought about watching it, but then I started watching Saw. So I'm gonna see if Netflix does that ticker of like it's gonna leave at what point. But
Well, if I wanted to do that, do I have to watch like the DLC movies, like fucking
No, I don't think so.
Valrona and-
not
okay,
until the big crossover happens.
their end game moment.
When it's
Yeah.
Ghostbusters v Balak. and the nuns giving him the blowjob.
Ah.
yeah.
This is
Like
an
Taylor,
after
oh
nine
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna tell that story at the wedding.
Oh yeah.
You got your finger up. Go. No one's talking.
I'll let you
I was gonna say, it looks like they're also gonna try and do a Crooked Man movie, which is
I
very
heard about that.
enticing.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
Yeah, why wouldn't you let me finish? That was what I was gonna say too. I was talking
You
about
gave
the
me the floor.
cinematic. I was talking about the cinematic universe, and then Travis went off on his tangent. I was like, okay, I'll just.
Taylor
That's
never
my-
lets the ladies go first. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Hey,
no, I remember after
Ooh.
Conjuring 2, after Conjuring 2, they announced like 5 movies. It's like holy fuck, like they're just going ham on this. But so what did you think of the actual trailer there, Taylor?
It definitely doesn't feel like James Wan. I mean, that's the first thing I
Yeah.
noticed. But it seems intense. I love how we're getting more into the realm of Lorraine Warren is her name. Yeah, I love how
Yeah.
we're getting more into the realm of Lorraine Warren's kind of her abilities and what she's capable of. And how it seems more like she's always had like a stem of control, but we never got to visually kind of see it wholeheartedly in her perspective. In the movies, it was mostly so she notices something, and you see the discomfort in her expression, and then in retrospect later on, they unveil what was really going on. But in this, it's like, okay, no, we're going to be in these experiences with her in real time as she goes through these transitions. What I think is cool. It's a new take for her character in this. So I'm excited. I'm always excited to see more of this. I guess it's this demonic kind of like storylines that they pursue and they tackle. I know the extended universe is more so kind of just Hollywoodized and stage spotlighted and all that jazz, but the core stories, I believe there are many elements of realistic truth to them, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
So
I'll go next just because like I don't have too much more to add on because I feel pretty much the same way as Taylor feels. Like when I watched the trailer, that was the first thought I had. I was like, this isn't James Wan, because like my worry is, and this is what I didn't like about the La Llorona trailer and all these other trailers that have kind of come out, that it seems really jump scary, and that's my worry. Of like, there's lots of moments where Lorraine's getting her legs pulled or something like that, and that's the best thing. Like Conjuring has those jump scares, but I will always say like one of the best like horror gags of all time is like the hide and go clap thing. That's great. But when they first reveal the witch,
Hide and go clap.
yeah, that's what it is. That's the game.
I just like to try and find someone.
Yeah,
like,
like
you
they
tell
go
them to
hide this
hide.
big. Yeah, they go hide in this big house, and then anytime the mom needs a hint, she says clap, and they clap.
and your eyes are closed as well.
Yeah,
as
they
you're
say it in the
finding
movie.
them.
They say it in the. I'm not wrong here. You'll watch it again.
No,
Watch it tonight.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just I haven't watched The Conjuring since it was like there was only The Conjuring and Annabelle. So
Well, play it with Kai tomorrow. It's a great game. But like the other thing that I was gonna say was like when they showed The Witch for the very first time, I remember the horror in the theater. But like what they do is it's in that room and everything, and they look up, they go to the cupboard, and it just slowly pans up, and the witch is just sitting there in the corner for like 3 to 4 seconds, but no music, no nothing, and she's just sitting there, and then they hard cut on her, you see her face, and then the music goes, and that's where it's like I was scared by the visual and the cinematography and everything like that. I wasn't scared because
Travis
they just
left the theater.
Oh
His
yeah, I
dude
shit
left
myself when I
Emily.
left. Yeah, no, but like, oh no, not again. And that felt like this in Shrek too. But no, like that's the thing where like I was scared because of the imagery of the scene going
Yeah.
on, not because they played a loud fucking sound. And that was my worry. And that's what I'll say. One thing with Conjuring 2, I did not really. It's still a good movie. Like I would still pass it, but I didn't love it. But it didn't have that aspect where it's like, hey, we're gonna be loud, we're gonna be in your face. I think they use the jump scares like perfectly in The Conjuring, so that's why I always like hold such a high esteem. This trailer has like 3 or 4 of those like dun, burn, like those, and it's just like no, like that's what I feel like you don't have much, and that's my worry as far as like Curse of La Llorona looked like that, and I had heard it was kind of jump scary, and it's the same guy directing this that directed that, so that's why I want to watch Curse of La Llorona because I want to see his style. But I will watch it. I really love Vera Farmiga. Had a huge crush on her in 2006, and Patrick Wilson's a great actor. So like, I want to follow these characters. I like the characters, as you guys know. If I like characters, I'll follow them through shit movies. But this trailer didn't get me too excited, except for the waterbed demon. That was a great kind of visual, but that's stolen from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. So just to go check out that movie. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I want to like it. I want to love it, but my hopes are lower right now. So
Yeah.
Kirklin.
I pretty much feel the same way as Travis on this one. I've been following like the Conjuring movies too extensively or extremely, but I did like the trailer for the most part, but I still got those like jump scare things. I'm like, it's okay to have one or so in a trailer, but I feel like I don't know. I just got vibes that they're going to be leaning into that realm, which I always just kind of put that. I don't want to sound like a snob here, but I always just feel like those are just cheap scares. Whereas like the ones Travis laid out, I just like those so much more where they build up like the tension. That's why I like Hereditary so much. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that is a slow burn. And then like
when
you're
she's in the fucking corner, remember?
Oh,
and she
yeah.
just runs at her son, and oh my god.
It's
and,
not
like,
a jump scare. Like they don't just like
no.
play loud music and show
Oh.
her. It's like you see her in the corner and you're like, "Ooh, yeah, exactly." I'm getting goosebumps too.
I got
Yeah,
goosebumps right
I'm
now.
getting
That
goosebumps
I'll
too.
never forget that shot of Tony Kletch's. Like it's so good because there's the curtains in the room and she's standing right
Yeah.
beside them and she just fucking runs and she's trying to grab her son. Oh my god. And I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
I'll pause it every time to go look at that, you know, and like I brought this up in Golden Geeks, but that moment when he goes into his room and all he hears is song, it's like and then like they slowly pan up to the corner and she's just sawing her fucking head off with like a razor or something like that. It's just like, but again, there's no jump scare music. It's just like, oh my god, this is all happening right now, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like there's moments there's moments in there there's moments in this trailer that had that sort of things, and then I felt like I kind of got taken away with like the jump scare stuff. I don't know. I'll probably watch it and like it. I hope I do at least.
I'll watch it. I'll like it. Yeah.
It's an
Jessica,
optimist way of thinking of.
What about you? Does this have you shit in your pants?
So
I got her at that one.
you stink like shit.
Yeah. Did you just poo because you smell like shit?
I did look it up, obviously, about what exactly this universe was, because as I said before, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen The Conjuring and maybe 1 or 2. So I have actually seen quite a few of these. So I've seen The Conjuring, I've seen The Conjuring 2, I've seen Annabelle, and I've seen The Curse of La Llorona. So actually seen a fair amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember absolutely nothing about The Conjuring 2. The only reason I'm looking at pictures and I recognize it, I know I've seen it. I remember I watched The Conjuring 1 because Taylor lent it to me. We worked at Target and he lent that and Annabelle to me and told me I had to watch them. And I remember The Conjuring was good. And I was like, okay, there's Annabelle though. This is this is crap, and I gave it both back to him. And I like La Llorona. It's jump scary. It's very much. So if you're thinking that's the feeling that this one's going to have, you're absolutely correct. It's different style. I enjoyed it though. And I enjoyed the feel for this one. I like jump scary. I know it's, it's that crap kind of cheap feel to it, but I think it's fun. I don't know. I don't have the same goosebumps talking about Hereditary as much as I enjoyed it. It's a great movie, but it didn't have the same resonance of.
Oh no! Oh fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god!
It scared the hell out of me.
Oh my god! She's in the corner. You see her? Oh my god! You literally made me jump. Oh my! It's so well. Oh my god! Holy shit! My heart stopped. Because I was more worried he was just playing the clip of it, and that's what got me even worse.
Jessica's not even breaking a sweat.
Oh no! That's nightmares. Like, I do not want to go out that way. Holy fuck! All right,
Yeah.
I was more just surprised all of a sudden if something popped up on the screen. I was just like, "Whoa, what's?"
I thought I opened up a tab at first, and then I saw her in the corner. I was like, "What the heck?"
And then imagine if you came back and then she was in my corner here, like on the Marvel posters.
Yeah, I looked behind.
Yeah. Shout out to hosts because they did shit like that. That was really well done.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh,
Oh
anyways.
god. Okay. Heart. Anything more? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does seem very jump scary. I don't know the universe enough to be able to compare directors, but the one thing I was going to shut out was the same thing, the waterbed scene with like the kids like pulling his hand away and the hand coming out. Apparently that's taken from Nightmare on Elm Street, you just said, so shout outs to that.
I think there's a very similar thing where this guy, this is going to be way more scary. What happens in Nightmare 4 is this teenager who falls asleep and he has a water bed, and all of a sudden it feels like this pushing and everything like that, and he like takes I can't wait to retch these movies. He takes off the covers and it's just like a fully nude woman, and she's like, yeah, like get me out of here. Like it's just like he's literally having a wet dream, and then he finds a way to like, he's like trying to get to the girl, he's trying to touch her boobs with water, and then all of a sudden she turns to Freddy Krueger and he just comes through the fucking waterbed and drags him down, and he literally says like,
I thought you were meaning something else,
Billy, and then he like pulls him, like, it's so good. So I don't think it's gonna be like that, but the waterbed kill, I thought right away, like that had like no one else has done a waterbed kill before. I don't think like
who even has a waterbed anymore these days.
Emily's parents have a waterbed.
Oh man.
I used to have a waterbed, and that would have scared the shit out of me. If I had a waterbed and I saw this trailer, I'd be like, well, now I don't have a waterbed.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that like, that cat Jessica has is the fucking Hereditary mom. Like every once in a while, I just see this tail randomly. But all right, we're gonna take our second ad break, and then we'll be right back. All right. Speaking of trailers, this one dropped like right after we did our last newscast, so kind of unfortunate. But Shang-Chi has dropped its first trailer. It was kind of fun because they dropped it as a surprise for the actor on his birthday. What do you guys think about this? This is coming out September if everything goes well, but as of right now, Black Widow's coming out in July, theaters and premiere access. I don't know. I think it kind of depends on the state of the world in September where this will be as far as if it will be premiere access as well or just theaters. I think obviously we'll see how Black Widow does, and I think they'll base upon that. But Taylor, I saw this trailer and I thought, oh, Taylor's gonna absolutely love this trailer, and was I correct on that?
Oh yeah. Again, like I'm a sucker
Pants
for a good
down.
martial arts. Like, oh yeah, pants down. I love martial arts in films. I think it's truly just an awesome cultural representation of just something that has been passed to generations for literally centuries. So I think that have it like visually captured on film, there's something magical about it, is something that not everyone is capable of doing, and I think it's just truly magical. So to get a hero in the MCU that represents martial arts and a whole nother like a different continent of culture, literally.
Mhm.
I'm super excited for, because again, like these films that branch out from just the norm, like obviously with like Black Panther, and then I'm gonna say Black Widow, because we're getting more like Russia kind of stuff like that too. So again, these different
Yeah.
cultures and these different aesthetics is just so powerful to the MCU, and why not just give it to us? Maybe we'll get that Budapest someday, but I think this is just a fantastic addition. I can't wait to see these characters. I can't wait to see. I tried making a mental note of who the villain was, but I can't remember their
Mandarin,
name.
the real Mandarin.
No, not that one. The other one with the cool face paint and everything like that.
Oh yeah, Chris told me it, because I think Chris is like the only person I know in the world. Check out Marvel Alliance. That's why you have a pro hosting like him. I think it's like Death Dealer or something like that. It's something word with death, and he looks cool. Yeah. Well, see, I thought the same thing as you, Taylor. I don't think that's face paint. It's a mask. I'm pretty sure. I think he's wearing a mask. Yeah, I think so, because there's one moment when they do a close up on his face, and you can kind of see like eye holes on it. But I thought the whole time it's face paint. Either way, whatever it is, he looks fantastic. He's very, very cool and very stylish. Looking like that's gonna sell some toys right there. So, but yeah. What about you, Jessica?
So this really is kind of not so much a standalone per se as it's part of the universe, but as of right now, it's not connected to anything. There's no.
I bet they'll drop like a reference of so and so knows somebody, and I do think Shang-Chi he'll end up in the Avengers. I really do. But as of right now, I think it's going to be very Black Panther, Captain Marvel-ish. Is like, yeah, there's stuff in the world, but it's its own story by itself.
Kind of starting off whatever his place in the series is going to be. Yeah, so I thought I kind of enjoyed that. So, maybe I didn't notice anything, but there wasn't, appearances of other characters or no little kind of Easter eggs. It kind of seemed nice that you could go into this just with a breath of fresh air and enjoy it for what it is without having to worry about, like Captain America 4. Okay, I have to make sure I watch this beforehand. Right? This, it's kind of like, here's a new movie, just take it and enjoy it. So I think it looks fun. For me, different from Travis, I don't know what the 10 rings are. So for me, this is something that it's like, okay, I'll get to learn more about this and the other organizations that they're talking about here. Like, I don't know.
So the 10 rings, they've touched on them a few times. One and Iron Man 1, that's the group that kidnapped Tony Stark, so like way past Origins. And then Iron Man 3, they had like the group, and there was the Mandarin, but then he was like the fake Mandarin. So it's been around in MCU, sprinkled throughout like the past couple decades. Nothing huge yet, but this is like the first, like the guy who is his father's the Mandarin, who will be the runner of the 10 rings. And if you see at one point he has it on his arms, they've kind of changed it. What happened is like he's already like a magical being, but then he also finds alien tech, so that kind of helps him out. In the comics, they're actual rings, but they look like they're kind of putting them around his wrists to do like something different stylized. Maybe if they get small, they go around his hands. But if you see that shot in the trailer where there's like the older guy and on his forearms is all these rings, that's what it is. So the 10 rings is kind of like a world class like mob group, like they're all over and whatnot. They're like, I guess you could consider them terrorists in a way.
Yeah, so what I was reading, they do mention it in Ant-Man as well, and then little hints about it throughout the MCU, like in backgrounds and things like that.
Yeah, people wearing like logos or something like that. Yeah,
or there'll be just like a painting on the wall, something, just little tiny things that aren't technically talked about. But overall, I mean, I don't think I'm going to need to watch Iron Man 1, 2, 3 and Ant-Man to know. Okay. So...
Tony Collette is in Jessica's room.
Yeah. Cat down.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it looks great. I do, like I said, kind of my main points are I'm excited that I can kind of go into this as a standalone and enjoy it for what it is, and then eventually have it branch off and join into the universe again. And I just have something new, a new character. It's not the same actors that we've been seeing for 34 films so far, right?
Canadian too. Good for us, always good to get that Canadian representation out there. So
shouts out to us.
Of course. Kirklin, were you watching the trailer while Taylor was talking?
Well, I did already watch it, but I just wanted to see the character that you guys were talking about. So that is no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is it a
well,
mask or is it face paint after your?
It's
Yeah.
definitely a mask. Yeah, it definitely is a mask. And because he has like kind of a face cut, like a mouth cover, and then I could see because I originally thought it was face paint as well, because it's just like his eye part that's kind of colored, and then the mouth is covered. But I think it's just a full mask. But anyways, yeah, I love this trailer. I'm really excited to watch this one. I agree with Jessica's point. It is exciting to get some new characters in the MCU. I feel like that's my biggest excitement going into this like next phase, especially once we get to like Blade and like all these other characters that
She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Kate Bishop.
No, yeah, exactly. Like I always like I knew Moon Knight from like I feel like the first Ultimate Alliance game, and I always thought he was really cool, but I just never imagined that we'd actually get to see him on like a big screen. So that's really exciting. And then like She-Hulk, I've just become more familiar with like kind of in the last year or so, but she's just a really interesting character. So I'm excited to get all these characters. And like honestly, I'm in such a Mortal Kombat like vibe right now. So when like I'm seeing these fight scenes, like the choreography just looks so badass, and I'm so excited for that. I loved watching like martial arts movies, whether it's like the Bruce Lee ones, whether it's like Jackie Chan, just like kicking ass in Rush Hour or whatever it might be. I love those movies, and this seems like it'll be that with some MCU in it. So mostly that, and then a little bit of MCU in it.
Yeah, no, I've said this before that I've not read much of Shang-Chi, and I have not been that excited for it. I'm always have a baseline excitement for Marvel movies because the quality, there's always at least putting out a good movie. So I know, okay, I'll at least enjoy this until they have a bad string of movies, but I don't foresee that happening because lots of talented people. So this trailer just got me a lot more excited, whether it is like you guys have touched upon the action, it looks great. I love that shot when they're in that wooded area and the camera's like spinning around. And it's like he's jumping up or this person's jumping up after him. There's just some one action scenes where I went, and there's also that fight that looks like Skyfall where they're like fighting in like a glass window area and there's a purple light. Like action wise, this looked great. I know they've said like big time they worked on the choreography, they wanted to have the actors trained, so that's exciting. But I really just liked the character idea of like, so you have this guy Shang-Chi who is the son of the Mandarin, so son of this like huge crime boss, which they show him throughout the era. So I imagine it's like kind of like a Ra's al Ghul thing where he might be immortal or something like that. So it's like he's his son, and I love just it's simple, but the Mandarin just goes like I gave you 10 years to go live your life out, do whatever you want, do have your fun, everything like that. But then when those 10 years are over, you got to come back to me, and we're gonna complete or do our work, whatever it is. And I kind of like that as far as we see like DJing, getting drunk and stuff. But I like that there's this character that has like this ticking clock of, you know, not like all of us where we were planning our life till we're 50 or 60. Hopefully, this is a guy who like you're trained to be this deadly weapon who like no one can kill you. That's what the Mandarin says. But go out for 10 years, try to be normal, but you can't really create a life at that point because like you can't get married and have kids if you're expected to go like be a world ruler. So just that little touch, the action, and I think Simu Lee looks great. I've not seen him much. I know he's in the Canadian show here. It's like Kim's Convenience Store, something like that. I know people have a following there. I've never seen him in anything, but I usually trust Marvel on casting because I don't think there's a single casting I'd look at like, oh, this is really bad. So no, I think it did exactly what a trailer does. It got me more excited, and it's kind of crazy that if all things goes to plan, which I think it will be like May, June, July, August, September, 5 months away. You know, it's not that far away, and that's going to be the crazy thing for if movies do start releasing when June hits, and then early 2022, we're gonna have so many movies like boom, boom, boom. Like if you look at the Marvel movies right now, we're supposed to get like within September to December, we're supposed to get Shang-Chi, Eternals, Venom 2, and Spider-Man 3, just because like they all got delayed and backloaded, right? So like this next year, when we hit June, from June to June, if we get all these movies when they're supposed to, we're just going to get so many fucking movies, and I'm excited for it. Obviously the wallet's going to take a hit, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the podcast, but it's just like, we're going to get the shows and everything. So I'm more excited, and that's all I can ask for in a trailer. So
damn straight.
Yeah.
So this is as well, from what I'm reading, the first as well Asian lead Marvel film. So
yeah,
shout outs to that finally kind of happening. I will say it does kind of look like face paint though.
The debate rages on. I don't think so, because I just think because the eyes, the way it is, it looks like the Batman mask where he has a mask and then there's paint underneath his eyes.
Paint underneath his eyes.
Or paint underneath the mask by his eyes.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see it, but it does look like pretty close to the person's face to be.
I had 480p, so I couldn't see shit.
Why are you watching trailers in 480p?
I don't want to lose my stream.
That's fair. That's podcaster life.
I don't want to pull a Zemo and just lose my connection.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out in September if it's a mask or face paint. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in Discord. Come message us.
We're gonna be like that Leo meme when we point at the screen. Be like, it is a mask. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what made me point at my screen this week is when I saw that tweet that there is a Saw TV series in the works. So, Kirklin, you have nothing to say here, but they are supposedly. We didn't talk about this in newscast, but there's rumor that they're already in pre-production on Saw 10, and then there's a rumored series. There's no where this is, where it'd be happening. It might not even happen. It might just be an idea that goes away. But Taylor, what do you think about a potential Saw TV series? And do you think that would have anything to do with this new film? Do you think they'd maybe do a prequel with original Tobin Bell, maybe doing the voice or something? And do you even think this is a good idea?
I don't think it has anything to do with the current movie that we're getting. I think that it'll be anthology, or I'm really, really thinking it's probably going to be its own thing. I think it's going to, again, Tobin Bell is definitely iconic, so I would see why they would want to attach him to it. But if they attach him, I feel like then it has a sense of this is a sequel in the same universe of some sorts. Yeah. If they don't have him and they were just do clean slate, then I could see it being, okay, just a fresh new take. But then how do you top that original, right? The bathroom scene is just so iconic. So I don't know how you do it unless you just do a completely different spin altogether. But then people are going to kind of know what to expect. Whereas, at least if you continue in the same universe, yes, we know Jigsaw's dead, but there's so much that they can keep building off of with his legacy. Whereas it's just if they're just redoing Jigsaw, I mean, it kind of takes away the plot to a degree, or like the not that I don't want to say the magic, because these movies aren't really magical, but the
don't you even dare say that.
Best cinematic universe. Would you put it in your top 3?
No, see, they're just sequels. They're just sequels, in my opinion. It's a franchise.
Even like the Jigsaw movie. I haven't seen
technically
any, so
it's a sequel. It's a sequel, yeah.
Okay.
See, Taylor's done talking. My pitch was that I like the anthology idea. As far as, imagine if it was a 6 to 8 episode show, and every week it was just 40 minutes. Like if it's a full hour episode, 40 minutes to an hour of one trap. Like the way you pitch the bathroom one, but it's these people or one person or a group of people trying to get out of a trap. I think that'd be great. I think you could use Tobin Bell. My theory is for Spiral, I think Sam Jackson's going to be the new killer. I really do, because I think if they're banking on a Saw 10 already, and if the Saw series has maybe something to do with this movie, Sam Jackson as the new Jigsaw, I think would put some butts in seat, or maybe people be like, oh, that's interesting. So I feel like that's the only way they could be for sure planning a Saw 10, because they know they might have some talk of town. And I bet you could do the anthology show with the Sam Jackson Jigsaw and just have the puppet and just his voice. He comes in for a day or two, records some line. Maybe you see him 1 or 2 times in a scene. But whether it's Tobin Bell or this new killer, who I think Jigsaw or I think will be Sam Jackson, that's my theory, that it will be new or will be kind of a trap-oriented show. But I think it's going to be Sam Jackson, and I think he'll be providing the voice, and it'll be kind of anthology-esque. I could be completely wrong. Maybe Sam Jackson dies 20 minutes in this movie, but that's just my feeling as far as I feel like you said, Taylor, Tobin Bell is iconic. He's not a big-time actor, but he is iconic in this role, so you need someone to up the ante. You need greater than, and I think Sam Jackson would kind of, fill that a little bit. But what do you think about this, Jessica? Is this something that intrigues you as far as a Saw fan? And 2, what do you think they do continuity-wise?
I'm for sure interested in seeing it. I think there's a lot of different options that you can still explore. Like you said, having, multiple different traps, or having, one killer or multiple killers. I mean, each episode could be a standalone, different people, different traps, different whatever it may be. I'm interested. It doesn't sound like we have much of anything. It sounds like everything's just strictly talks, right?
Yeah, it's just in works right now. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know that it'll continue off of Spiral. I think we might end up getting, something that's completely different and leave the Spiral as their own movies, and then TV series is just a standalone with different characters, etc., etc. But either way, I'm excited for it. I'll watch it. I love the Saw series. Watch all of them. I'm excited for Spiral. So something for sure I'll keep my eye on and excited to hear more information about.
There we go. I think that was all the news I had. I think I had for my notes. Let me pull them up. But did you have Taylor? Is there anything you have to shout out? You always have something to shout out.
I feel like I do, and aside from the new Verdansk map in Call of Duty, I mean, I don't really have much.
Yeah, I like the map, but I feel like it's. I'm kind of with some people. It's kind of a little bit of disappointment. I feel like it's just kind of a reskin of the last one. They've added some stuff. I know I'm making it sound like a lot like lower tier, but I wasn't too impressed by it. I'm just scrolling by our conversation because I did give you a bunch of news topics, but I think maybe we've hit upon them all. Let's see. Oh, last thing was Emilia Clarke in MCU. She got cast in Secret Invasion. She is going to be, so that's the Nick Fury show. The guy who played Talos, Ben Mendelsohn's going to be in it. Olivia Colman, I don't think you guys know her, but she's going to be in it. But yeah, Emilia Clarke is officially in the MCU. Dylan got a point for the draft, superhero comic book draft. So he is at 1 point. Kirklin's at 1 point with who you had, Kit Harington, and I'm at 2 because my star pick John Cena. So we got 3 more months, and I'm hoping I can keep that lead, and then we'll be drafting a whole bunch of new people. But I like this. I'm very interested where her career is gonna go. I've talked about this for a while because Game of Thrones is so big, but I feel like all the movies she's done really hasn't hit. Like she was in Solo, actually that didn't really hit, but like she's in all these other movies where I just feel like she's kind of been floundering. I don't think she's like bad in them. I just think they haven't really done well. So I always kind of had a feeling she was going to end up in a DC or MCU. And I feel like MCU is like a prime, like, this will probably be successful. So people, we don't know the role yet. People shout so many things like, is she Invisible Woman? Is she a Super Skrull? Is she Abigail Brand? Like there's all these theories and whatnot. And I think she's a good enough actress that I think she's going to be good at them all. But I'm excited. I liked her in Game of Thrones. I thought she's great there. So I'm happy she's part of the MCU.
Me too.
Me 3.
I hope she's Spider-Woman.
Yeah, that's the one I want. Yeah, that's the one I threw out in our Discord was Jessica Drew. Because even then, she might not be Spider-Woman. She could be because Jessica Drew was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I would love that. But she had something to do with the Skrulls. The show's to do with Skrulls. So, and I do like that it's just like big-time actors. Like Olivia Colman, too. 2 years ago won an Oscar for Best Actress. So, like, they're adding, like, prime talent to this show, which is just, again, we saw that with Anthony Mackie in movies. So, yeah, I'm excited. Well, that's it. We did it. 386 in the books. It's a good one.
Are we gonna throw out? You put it in the description there. That circle week 2. Come on now.
Oh, did I? We can quickly talk about that so we don't keep Taylor and Kirklin for too long. I guess I'll just ask you this: who do you think's winning the circle? And now, like, there's a few other follow-up questions, but because this Wednesday's the finale.
No, I think there's one more episode, isn't there? After another.
I think
week?
that's probably the reunion episode.
Okay, so
that's what I think. Yeah.
Okay, who do you think? I'm trying to remember now who's even there. That's how great they're all doing in my head.
I'm so bad because I had a pick and then I've lost it now because I was saying to Emily, like, I think this person. I think Chloe legitimately has a shot.
Really?
Yeah, and then there was oh man, who? I thought I was thinking Trevor for a while, but then some people started to think he was a catfish. So he kind of went down. But for a while, I thought Trevor was good. But Chloe, so far, like, everyone likes her. She causes like a little drama, but not too much. But yeah, for the hell of it, I'll say Chloe. I could be wrong. I thought I had someone else, and maybe I was thinking River, but I'll say Chloe. I loved the twist of these two people. So for Taylor was here last week, but for Kirklin, if you've never watched Circle, it's a bunch of people. It's 8 people, and then they get eliminated throughout the weeks, but they get put in separate rooms. They don't get to see each other, and you get to go in and create like a social media profile. And you can either create yourself or you can be a catfish. And the idea is they like rank each other based on popularity and likes and stuff like that. At the end, whoever has the most popularity, you win like $100,000. They did this twist where these 2 people got voted out, but now instead of going home, they've been put in the same room and they're gonna catfish as like a new person. And oh man,
when super old too, like this someone that doesn't fit in with the circle at all.
When it ended, it was so great when they show the picture of this old guy. I think his name was Jack, who they're gonna be playing, and the young guy was just like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like, and they're gonna screw it up big time. But yeah, I'll go with Chloe, and I still think Netflix needs to throw her a deal or contract for a reality show or something. So.
I do think Courtney is fun. I think he's kind of stirred some pots and rubbed some people the wrong way. I do really like him. I've liked him since the beginning. It is nice that this season new people aren't just going right away. We've had some chances to actually get to know new people that they've
The
lasted
weak
a little bit
immunity
longer.
helps.
Yeah, so
They didn't
I
have
did.
that last year.
Mitch is pretty good too, but I don't know that he's doing enough to say in, and Kat, the two new people. But yeah, I think I wanted to talk kind of about that twist about them eliminating two people and then putting them into the room together. I'm interested to see what they do, if they still do like an exit video, or if they still say bye to someone, or if everyone just stirs up shit saying, oh, how come no one got a goodbye?
Yeah.
I don't know. Interested to see. I guess we find out in 2 days anyway, though.
I'll
put my money on Courtney.
There you go.
If I'm
I
putting
guess
my money on someone.
the other thing I'll say, and like Taylor Kirklin will appreciate this, but like, so they do challenges every week just for fun. And what they did, what is the guy's actual name who was playing Emily? What was his name that was
Jack.
catfish? Jack. So there's this guy who like he had this friend named Emily, and he's just like catfishing as this young girl and everything like this. So what they did is they had to do a challenge where they got a prosthetic like dummy head, and they had to do makeup and like glamorize and whatnot. So like everyone's doing all these things, but Jack, who's like this like 20-year-old, maybe going 30 dude, he has no idea what to do with makeup or anything like that. So when they show everybody's like mannequin head, it's all looking like pretty decent and whatnot. But then they get to Emily's, who's being played by an actual guy, and it's
supposed to be a 21-year-old girl.
Oof.
And it looks awful. Like, it sucks because like people had questions like if Emily was real or not. But the second they saw this mannequin, did you pulled it up?
I sent it in the chat.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
What the fuck?
That 21-year-old girl was supposed to have done that.
So once they did this challenge,
she's supposed to be in university too. Like she's supposed to be a sorority girl.
And once they did this challenge, he was fucked because everyone knew he was a catfish and Emily wasn't real. So he tried, but it sucked. He's starting to cry and stuff because obviously you're losing 100,000. It sucks, but yeah. So that was great. Like they did this challenge and they just showed everybody's room separately, and they're just like, "That's a catfish." Like Chloe's line when she's like, "That can't be a girl because that was only done by a fucking monster." Oh my god, it was so good. Like, and that's what I like too. These challenges, like last year, I felt like the challenges were just always questionnaires. Pretty much, they weren't anything that special. But between the immunity, getting rid of two people sometimes, and these challenges, I think they've made some fun changes. But yeah, I felt bad for him, but that's why I said to Emily, if I ever win the circle, I would not catfish. No way. Because look at and I wonder if people will question that in the future, because like that was a huge high risk, high reward. And the second they do a makeup challenge, look at that. It fucked over his whole game. He was done. Everyone knew it was a dude, and they voted him out of there.
And he was doing really well before that. He was sitting in the middle, wasn't, ruffling too many feathers with being either too sus or too popular or anything like that. But a follow-up question for Taylor and Kirkland. Can you guys name any makeup brands?
There's a new one Shay just got. I think it's Auric. I think Sephora is a makeup store.
That is a store.
Corporate Co. Have you ever heard of Corporate Co?
Cobra Kai?
So then what they did after, like later on, one of the challenges was like all the people get to ask a question anonymously. So then what they did is someone asked Emily, who's actually a guy, they said, "Hey, could you name 3 makeup brands?" And he got like 1, and then the other 2 are like made up. So again, everyone just knew he was full of shit because he couldn't even think. He started to look through his bag. He said like one was called Corporate Co. He just made it up, and everyone's like, Corporate Co. Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Old
and yeah,
Spice.
this guy's game just got like annihilated because they just like it's kind of like what it was is an Avalon when the person's the killer in the mob or whatever, and they're trying their best just to lie and say, "Oh no, that wasn't me," but everyone knows in the room. That's what it was the whole episode. Everyone knows he's not who he says he is, and they're just fucking with him. And it sucked to watch, but it was funny to watch. I just meant it sucks for him. So
I'm amazed you guys still haven't picked this show up, because honestly, it's just like you get some really great moments of just watching him. Like you're just sitting there and he's stabbing himself in the foot, and he's sitting there like Corporate Co. He's like, "Yeah, I think these are all believable. I think I did well. I think I bought myself back into everyone's good books." And it's just like, oh, it's
a great show.
It's quality.
Yeah. They're not convinced, but that's okay. Well, We will be back next week. Probably we got After 9 coming up. I'm sure there'll be a newscast, and then soon Taylor and I are going to start reviewing the Bad Batch. Taylor, I know it premieres on May 4th, but then after that, do you think it goes to the Friday? Because May 4th is a Tuesday, so we're going to be staying up Monday midnight to review that first episode.
I mean, The Mandalorian did something janky like that in its first premiere, didn't it? So
Yeah, I think it was
I
like on a
feel
Wednesday or something.
Yeah, I feel like they could probably do like, I feel like it'll be like the Tuesday or the Wednesday, Tuesday at midnight, and then I feel like maybe, this is me being a stretch, maybe we could even get another one like that Friday or something like that, like the half-hour one, because again, it's a kid show, so I don't know how they're going to do it.
Fracture Wolf says, did I miss something? Yeah, you missed the whole cast, but the good thing is it'll be you either go back and watch Rewind or it'll be on our podcast once tomorrow. But yeah, so Bad Batch will be next week. It'll be like on the Monday, Tuesday. I mean, there'll be stand up live for those ones. And then, yeah, I think, what is it? May 14th is Spiral, and we got to figure out how we're going to watch that. So anyways, thank you very much for tuning in this newscast. We promise when you hear from us next, not be boring.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Taylor's just leaving us here. Taylor, did you play the